Hello Internet, I am the hero of Julios once again with another One Piece card unboxing. I'm gonna be honest, I am very shocked at how soon it is since the last one. I mean, what, EB was only a month ago, give or take a couple, days? So it's kind of wild to say that we're already back here again with OP 11. Set 11 is a Fist of Divine Speed, as you can see on the box there. It features mostly Whole Cake Island as its theme arc, but we do have Kobe as a leader, representing the moment where Garp and the rest of Sword went to save Kobe from Blackbeard. And then we also have a little dip into Fishman Island with Jinbei and Shirahoshi as leaders. So we're hoping that we pull the manga as we usually do, and we're also hoping that we maybe get our hands on the golden foily Luffy card that is also out there. That'd be pretty cool. As you can see, I did win a pre-release event that I went to. I got the Dracule Mihawk pre-release event winner. The effect of this card is Activate Main. You may return this character to the owner's hand. If you have 3 or more blue cross-guild type characters, you can play up to 1 cross-guild type character with a cost of 5 from your hand. So he's good to play on the board if you're stuck going second and you don't have your 5 Dawn turn to work with. Or you can use him in conjunction with other cross-guild abilities and then return him to hand to play something more powerful out. This is a pretty good card, in my opinion. I think cross-guild needs the most help when it comes to its potential. It's got the new starter deck coming out, which has a few good cards for Buggy, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to give him the edge on the meta that he needs. We also got our hands on some Fist of the Divine Speed. We got the pre-release packs here, so I'm going to start by opening those, but let's start getting the packs out of the way. Okay, the first 2 we're going to get is Charlotte Lola, who is now a member of the Fire Tank Pirates and the former Rolling Pirates. This is a 5 cost to play, 7,000. It's just a vanilla. But it's nice that she's part of the Fire Tank Pirates, because for those of you who don't read the manga, only watch the anime, there was a cover story in which Lola actually does join their crew as Chiffon goes in search of her twin. It's a really cute story. It's worth watching. The other one we got is the Bulge-Eyed Neptunian. If your leader Shirahoshi, this character can attack characters on the turn in which it was played. So, yeah, pretty good. Little pseudo mini rush. Pretty cool. Our next 2 cards are Yonji, Vinsmoke. He is a blocker, 4 cost to play, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter. If you only have characters with the type including Germa, this character cannot be KO'd or rested by your opponent's effect. So it's actually a pretty good defensive card, much better than the Yonji in the original set that Reiju came out in, set 6. I think this would be a decent card to put in your deck, maybe even only as a 1-of, just to get that guaranteed only blocking on your terms. Our other card is Ancient Weapon Poseidon. So this is, you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, you reveal a Neptunian or Fishman Island, add it to your hand. It's a pretty basic searcher. Its trigger draws you a card. This is designed for the Shirahoshi deck specifically, but if you're only running Neptunian and Fishman Island type cards, it's still something worth looking into. Our next 2 pre-release cards are Glorp Web. It was an attack used by, I believe his name is Prince Gruss. 2 cost to play, counter, up to 1 of your leaders or characters gains 2,000 power. Then if you have a character with 6,000 power or more, your leader or character gains 1,000 power during this turn. So it is it's 2 cost to play, gain 3,000 power, but it's a little more versatile than that, as it can move things in different directions. Its trigger's pretty good too. You can give your leader or character 1,000 power for the whole turn. Not bad overall. The other one is Charlotte Anana. If you have a purple Big Mom Pirates type character other than Charlotte Ananan, this game's blocker, which this is pretty common for purple 1-cost blockers. They have some kind of stipulation with them. I believe that's also the case for yellow and black blockers. They typically don't just let you have a 1-cost blocker in those 3 colors. Not exactly sure why the design philosophy is that way, but that is the way it is. Next up, we got Strusen, 3 cost, 3,000 power, 2,000 counter. He's a Dawn -1 as his activate main, and you gotta rest him. You choose a cost, reveal one card from the top of your opponent's deck. If the revealed card has the chosen cost, rest up to one of your opponent's cost 4 characters, or less. So, Katakuri's whole thing is he gets to check the top of the opponent's deck. It's thematic of his future sight, and it allows you to look ahead and use abilities like this, guaranteed, and I don't know, it's okay. I'm interested to see if anybody pulls off anything interesting with it. And our other one is Korobu, a member of the Caribou Pirates, 3 cost to play, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter. Actually, pretty vanilla stats here, but he also has an ability. On play, trash a card from your hand. Activate main, you may trash this character. Play up to 1 Caribou with a cost of 4 or less from your trash. So, this can ideally work with Blackbeard. There is a Caribou blocker that is 1 cost to play. On play, I think it's like trash 2 cards or something. So Korobu makes you lose a card in hand, Caribou makes you lose a card, 2 cards in hand, but Blackbeard, your on plays don't happen, so you don't have to worry about that. And now, without any more lollygagging, let's begin by opening the very first pack of A Fist of Divine Speed. As always, I grab from the bottom first because I always want to make sure that there's no SRs hiding out underneath. We start off with Aladdin, and then, we got Lola. So, yeah, we're off to an alright start. Oh, I saw something shiny. Spoiler for myself, I suppose. And for our rare, Shirahoshi. Oh, and Hibari. There we go. 5 cost to play, 6,000 power. Her on play gives one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power for the turn. Then, when attacking, this character gains 1,000 power during the turn. Then up to one of your Navy-type leaders can attack active characters during the turn. So, Hibari effectively swings 9 into something, because she gains 1,000 power, she can give something else minus 2,000 power, and if you decide to, swing into it with her, she's 9,000 power compared to whatever the current power of the maths. But anyways, the more important thing is she works with Kobe, the new leader that's coming out, because she can attack the same turn she's played thanks to Kobe's leader ability. So yeah, my superstitions worked out for me. We already got an SR, first pack in. Oh, and that was actually our first purple card so far, was Little Sadie. I kind of like that Impel Down got some extra stuff this time around. Even though, due to the set rotation, Impel Down's not going to be around much longer, it's still nice to see. For our rares, we get Shirley and, the Caribou I had been mentioning. And yeah, I was right. The Caribou is trash 2 from hand, which is just a crazy expensive cost for something like that. Oh, well, once again, we got Caribou and Charlotte Sparrow. Looks like this is going to be a leader pack. We got the new Katakuri, whose ability lets us look at the top of our opponent's deck. And our rares are Prince Gruss and Let's Crash This Wedding. Oh, our rares are... Whoa! I was going to say our rare was Lord of the Coast, but who cares about him? We got Nami. We got the alt-art leader of Nami. Very nice. So she's 5,000 power. That's pretty cool. But blue and yellow, which is an interesting color combination. We haven't seen this since the Three Brothers starter deck with Ace. On your turn, once per turn, this effect can be activated when a card is removed from your or your opponent's life cards. If you have 7 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. That's pretty dang strong. It powers up a lot of cards that normally just, trash a life or take a card from the top of your life. For example, Charlotte Flampe, I believe that's from EB1. She was a 1 cost to play that drew a card from your life and a card from your trash. or not trash, deck. And then you could, with Nami, you could effectively draw an additional card. You'd start with a lot of cards in hand thanks to that. When you have a Dawn attached to her, though, this is the bigger one. On your opponent's attack, once per turn, you may trash one card from your hand. This leader gains 2,000 power during this turn. So Nami is extremely powerful thanks to that. She is able to become a 7,000 power leader by discarding something that was normally a dead draw. So it's very cool to have an ability like that. And obviously Nami is a very sought after character, so I'm very happy I managed to get my hands on that for my collection, because I don't have to pay for the, as we call it, the waifu tax. It's kind of hard to beat that. We're starting off with a Top Knot Neptunian to try and get over that. Personally, I actually was hoping for the Kobe leader, because I do want to try the Kobe deck. I want to bling that out a little bit with a leader, but that's great too. Nami is also great. I am looking to get them all, but for now, my rares are Charlotte Brûlée and Doll. I also want to get the Luffy leader, because obviously, if you're keeping up to date with the card game itself, as of the recording of this video, the blue-purple Luffy leader from this set is extremely strong and is extremely overtaking the entirety of the meta right now. Now, obviously, there are other decks that are just, being built to counter it a little, but only time will tell if those actually stop the onslaught. Our rares are I'm going to be a Navy officer and Caribou. Oh, I'm going to have a playset of Caribou by the end of this, and it's only going to be one box. I think I've already pulled 3 of them. There is quite a few more cards in this set than there are in EB2, so at least we won't be seeing as many repeats as we go through this set. For our rares, we got Zeus, Nami's loyal companion. Oh, and we got the Alt Art of Helmeppo. So Helmeppo did get an SR, so if I run into it, we'll just skip over its text. But this is a 6 cost to play, 7,000 power. On play, you may trash 1 card from your hand, draw 1 card, and play up to 1 sword-type character card with a cost of 8 or less other than Helmeppo from your trash. Then, place the 1 character played by this effect at the bottom of the owner's deck at the end of this turn. So it's good to throw a just sword type character onto the board, have them do a mighty swing thanks to Kobe giving them the little pseudo rush, and then unfortunately that means it has to go away afterwards. But that's fine. We already got a cool swing out of it. We get a 7,000 power body on the board, which is always helpful. 7 is a nice sweet spot number for those of you new to the game. I mean, I'm glad I got the alt art. I'm always down for an alt art. Well, honestly, most of the time we get, only 2 pulls on this channel, but that's okay. We still have plenty of cards to look through, plenty of characters to talk about. Let's see. Oh, we got the aforementioned Luffy leader, just the base rarity. And for our rares, the Lord of the Coast and Charlotte Brûlée. I do want to talk about, very briefly, as you saw this Usopp I pulled, 5 cost to play, 6,000 power, but it's got 2,000 counter on it. It's a new thing they're doing in this set where vanilla characters have a little bit of counter power to them now, a little extra counter power, giving them, I would say, more use. In recent sets, decks are using vanilla characters less and less. They're becoming really only important during pre-release events such as this one, where having just a good body on board, there's not a lot of removal on your enemy's side. For our rares, we're getting Perospero. Oh, we're getting Kujaku. Well, I will continue my speech about the 2K vanillas in a moment. This is a 1 cost to play, 0 power, 1,000 counters. On play, we can look at the 5 cards from the top of our deck. We reveal up to 1 Navy-type character other than Kujaku, and then add it to our hand. Then, we place the rest at the bottom of our deck in any order. So it's a normal searcher looking for Navy. However, it also has the Activate Main ability. You may trash this character. Up to 1 of your characters gains 1,000 power during this turn. it doesn't seem like a very strong effect until you realize, for the most part, unless you're playing something super aggro and super small like Zoro or Chopper, you're not really using your searchers once you play them. For one, I play Shanks, and aside from an occasional 3 Dawn attached to Uta and Swing, I'm not really using my searcher to do anything for the entire game. So it's nice to have one for just a surprise extra power later on. Going back to what I was saying about the vanillas, it's really... Actually, here, Vinsmoke Niji, another example. It's really good to have this kind of change in the smaller cards. Our rares are Carrot, the Gum Gum Elephant Gatling. Oh, and we got a Dawn card. I keep interrupting myself. So this is the moment where Luffy and Sanji declare that their friends and comrades believe in them, and they're both ready to face off against their respective opponents in the Charlotte family, Luffy against Katakuri, and Sanji against Big Mom's stomach. Thematically, I'm going to be sleeving these in a Totland-themed set of sleeves, and I will probably be using these this Dawn with my Nami deck when I build it, mostly because the sleeves are cute. But going back to what I was saying, I'm hoping that future decks in the meta, like maybe Blue, will probably use it, because vanillas won't feel like dead cards in hand, because at least they're 2k counters. So if you're running a deck that, like, if you have the Usopp from EB2 that lets you play out a vanilla character with 6,000 power, you can now put the Chopper in your deck that has 2,000 counter, and then you don't have to worry about not having Usopp, because you'll still have a 2k counter in hand. Our rares for this are Doll and Aramaki. And our rares this time are Arlong, and Jinbei. That's funny, Arlong and Jinbei, both members of the Sun Pirates during the artwork that the two of them are seen here. This Jinbei is a 6 cost to play, 8,000 power, no counter though. He's on play effect is if your leader has the Fishman or Merfolk type, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. His activate main, up to one of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters can attack characters on the turn in which it was played. This does include himself, because he is a Fishman, so you could play this Jinbei, his on play to rest something, and then you could also activate main, give this character the ability to attack characters. If Jinbei survives to the next turn, you could play a second Jinbei, and then that Jinbei could also give himself the ability. Or, more intelligently, I guess, you should be using it on, other Fishman or Merfolk type characters to give them a little rush as well. Now that I say that out loud. Sometimes I don't give the best advice, Sometimes I just ramble. Because there's a void of sound that needs to be filled. The rares this time are King Neptune himself, and Vinsmoke Reiju. And we also got our other Dawn. So I'll be sleeving that in the special sleeve to add to my special Dawn deck. I actually really like the art on that one. The rares were Vinsmoke Reiju and Honesty Impact, for those of you who are just listening. But I do like the art on Honesty Impact. It really pays off the manga. The big explosion, the blast through the hand, just Kobe having such an epic moment. It's been a long time in the making for him, and I'm very happy for the little guy. It is quite the glow up if you've been watching the anime. or reading the manga. Our rares this time are Prince Gruss, and Charlotte Pudding. This is continuing the trend of SRs being searchers these days, in this set in particular. Also, 1 cost to play, 0 power, 1000 counter. Her on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a Big Mom Pirate with a cost of 2 or more, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So, there are yellow Big Mom Pirate cards, there are purple Big Mom Pirate cards, there's actually 1 black Big Mom Pirate card, which is Pudding. So, this is smart. They made it so that Pudding cannot search for herself, because she's a 1 cost, you can only get 2 cost or more. Her activate main is Dawn -1, and you can look at 1 card from the top of your opponent's deck. So, yeah, I mean, once per turn, rest her, take a peek at your opponent's deck. Maybe they'll attack her to stop you from doing that. Knowledge is power, and knowing what your opponent draws is very powerful. I will say some people make the argument that if you're playing the game at a super high level, you should already know what's in your opponent's hand just because you know the meta. But sometimes you think your opponent has a card in their hand when in fact they do not. You play around that card and get punished for it. So I'm also on the side of the argument that maybe we just take a peek. Anyways, our rares for this pack are Borsalino and Kuzan. Very interesting. I do think it's funny that the Borsalino is also a film card. We got to give that backward support to the film archetype, which has been around since set 1, and I don't think anyone has ever used that deck in a very serious capacity. Let me know in the comments if you're watching along, if you have ever actually used a film-based deck, aside from the green Uta, which is, I think, the only viable film deck out there. Our rares are Gum Gum Fire Fist Pistol Red Hawk, that's a mouthful, and Shirley, which is not a mouthful. Oh, skipped over the Bulged Eye Neptunian, which, I'm going to be honest, sounds kind of like an insult. Like, I get out of my way, you Bulged Eye Neptunian. Anyways. We got our rares. It's Prince Gruss and Gear 2, which, when I first saw that card announced, I honestly didn't think much of it. I thought it wasn't that strong, but it has seen a lot of use in Japan, so I guess egg on my face when it comes to that, huh? For our rares, we get Capone Gang Beige. Oh, and Capone Gang Beige. That's funny. So he got a blue card, and he got a yellow SR card. He is a Supernova Fire Tank Pirates type, 2 cost to play, 1000 power, 1000 counter. He is a blocker, which is nice. On your turn, only once per turn, if your Supernova type character, other than Capone Gang Beige, would be removed from the field by your opponent's effects, you may add it to the top of your life cards face down instead. Now, considering that yellow specializes in healing itself and having triggers, it's not far-fetched to say that this would be a good thing to put on a Supernova with trigger play this card. Now, you have to hope your opponent actually is trying to destroy that with an effect rather than by battle, but I think it's got a lot of potential. And our rares are Zeus. Oh, and we got another alt art. We got Kobe, the secret rare. 8 cost to play, 9000 power, navy and sword type, no counter though. His on play, up to one of our characters can also attack active characters during this turn. When attacking, we may place 2 cards from our trash to the bottom of our deck in any order. Up to one of our leader or character cards gains 1000 power until the end of our opponent's next turn. So, you could give Kobe an extra 1000 power. You could give your leader, Kobe, an extra 1000 power, which makes him defensively 6000. Very nice. What's cool about this is, with the on play, you can actually let Kobe himself attack active characters, because the leader, Kobe, will give him this little mini rush that allows him to attack characters the turn he's played. This is very cool. He's got that fist winding up just like Garp does in his Galaxy Impact, but now Kobe is preparing for Honesty Impact. Very happy. Well, that's going to be tough to beat. We are down to our last 3 packs. We have already gotten 3 hits, so we're just hoping to get a couple more SRs before we move on to the next box. Starting off, we're going to see if this bronze medal pack can get us something good. Let's take a look. I mean, it got us Robin, so that's already pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm always happy to see Robin. We got Charlotte Oven. Oh, and Sanji. There we go. 6 cost to play, 7,000 power. When this character is KO'd by your opponent's effect, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, and then play up to 1 Straw Hat Cut type crew character with a cost of 5 or less. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's a searcher that also lets you play something out. He has to be KO'd by effects, though, so if someone just swings into him, that's going to be that. His on play returns up to 1 character with 5,000 base power or less to the owner's hand. So no matter how much power reduction you do, you're not going to be able to bounce something away. You have to just accept that you can only get the, I'll say, early game stuff out of the way. Or you could bounce back one of your searchers, now that I'm thinking about it. That's always useful. Heck, if you're running a Straw Hat Crew / Big Mom Pirates deck, you could actually bounce back the pudding that we got earlier and do that. The rares this time are Charlotte Linlin. That is just a terrifying visage charging towards you. Oh, and the Helmeppo that we got earlier. So this is the regular art for Helmeppo. I won't spend too much time on it except for showing you the art. You can see Kobe in the background, the two of them looking onward to something amazing, I'm sure. Helmeppo has come a very long way from the bratty son of Captain Morgan that we once knew. I'm very happy for his growth, and I look forward to seeing what he and Kobe do during the final arcs of the One Piece saga. So that was a pretty good silver medal. Let's see if the gold medal pack actually has some gold medal cards in it. But it is looking like it is just going to be a leader pack with 2 rares. We got Brooke. That's cool. Brooke's cool. And let's crash this wedding. So, we're crashing weddings. We're eating watermelon with Brooke. It's a good time to be had by all. But for now, on to the next box. Alright, what are we waiting for except to jump into the bottom packs of the box and see what we get. Oh, I accidentally put that green card on my red pile. I like to organize my cards by color at least while I'm doing these videos so that I don't have to do too much extra organizing. It's a lot. For rares we get Carrot. Oh, and Nami. See, look, as always, we're starting off great. 5 cost to play, 6,000 power, 1,000 counter. She's a blocker, which is nice. Her on play, if your leader is multicolored, draw 3 cards and place 2 from your hand at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. This is very useful because the Luffy leader in this set has kind of a future sight-like ability that allows him to look a little ahead once you hit a certain amount of dawn. And once you do that, you can rearrange your hand however you want. You can choose a card to add to hand. So Nami being able to manipulate it a little bit earlier is pretty helpful. Alright, and for our rares this time we get Pistol Red Hawk and Vinsmoke Reiju. Looking at the cards while I open them, I have seen Ryuboshi and Mamboshi and Fukoboshi. Those are Shirahoshi's brothers, if you didn't realize. But my brother, who plays this game, he's actually way better at the game than I am, but he has no clue who some of these characters are sometimes, and I think that's hilarious. He watched a little bit of One Piece, he's read a bit of the manga, and he listens to me babble all the time about the series, but he, I don't know, just some characters don't stand out. Speaking of standing out, though, we've got Brook and Aramaki as our rares. Can't really say I blame him, though. If you're not super invested in the series, a lot of characters sort of fall to the memory wayside until they pop up again later. For example, we're currently in an arc where we're being reintroduced to a couple characters, and I think Oda does a great job in the manga when it comes to reintroducing someone, because we get this little mini panel that's just like, hey, you guys don't remember him? Well, here, let me just briefly explain in 2 panels or less that this is a person that did this for the Straw Hat Crew. We got Gear 2 and Caribou as our rares. And this person is significant because here's what they did and here's how they did it. And okay, back to the show. And that's pretty much what I do when I'm watching the anime with someone and they say, wait, who's that guy? Because I'm sure other One Piece fans, you guys are watching this because you either love the card game and you're with my brother of like, who the heck is Very Good? Or you're on the page as me and you're like, how do you not know Mamboshi? Look at him. He's always dancing. Our rares are Carrot and Let's Crash the Wedding. I gotta say that's one of my favorite parts about this card game is how many people are getting into the series because of it. I also appreciate the flashcard-esque way of remembering character names, because even I have a hard time keeping track of some of the lesser-known characters. For our rares, we get Shirahoshi. Oh, and we got Garp. The Navy alt arts continue, as Helmeppo was in our last one. This 8 cost to play, 8,000 power, Navy type character. He's a behemoth. His on play, we place 3 Navy cards from our trash to the bottom of our deck in any order, and we can give up to 1 rested Dawn to our leader. Then, if there is a character with a cost of 9 or more, we can KO up to one of our opponent's characters with a cost of 7 or less. I don't fully understand why this character is the way he is. See, my problem with it is, you need to have a character with a cost of 9 or more. Nothing came out in this set that works with Kobe, the leader intended for this character. I'm kind of hoping that maybe in set 13, because we've seen everything that set 12 has to offer as of the recording of this video. Set 13, I'm hoping has something Navy related, because giving a Dawn to your leader only works for the it would work for the Black Luffy from Starter Deck 14, and it would work for the Black Purple Luffy from set 9. But why this? I don't get it, and I'm hoping maybe it'll make sense later. We got our rares Kuzan. Oh, and we got another Sanji. That's cool. I'll just sleeve that up. We already went over him in the last box. But this Garp, I really like it. I like that it can KO a 7 cost. That's a very strong effect for an on-play. But how do you properly get Garp up to a 9 cost without having a 9 cost already on board? Because there's not a lot of 9 and up cost Navy characters that could synergize with Garp as a whole. So, yeah, I'm kind of interested to see where that SR is going in the future. But for now, I'm afraid Garp is just going to sit in the binder. There's no place for him in my current deck. I've got rares are Doll and Helmeppo again. Okay, so far I have been blessed with 3 Helmeppos. I have yet to see an SR of the Katakuri that is supposed to be in this set. I really hope that guy shows up, because I could really use a hero. I could use some big, restanding, scary guy. But for now, we'll settle for Little Sadie and some more Fishman Island and Impel Down support. 3 reds in a row. And for our rares, we have Charlotte Oven and Neptune. All right. Next we have Smoker. That's very cool. I took a moment to straighten out my cards. If you take a look at the little red pile that I have going. You can see it just off the corner of the camera. Got Jinbei. And for our rares, Perospero, and I'm going to be a Navy officer. Kobe, I honestly believe that you could be a Marine Admiral. I think you could be so much more. I think Kobe might even be the Fleet Admiral someday. Let me know in the comments, do you believe in Fleet Admiral Kobe? Do you think that's possible? Or, actually, given the manga, you know, everything we've been seeing so far, do you think Kobe is going to go back for Garp? We got Firehawk Pistol, or Red Hawk, Pistol Red Hawk, and Charlotte Brule as our rares. Do you think Kobe's going to go back and try and save Garp? Because when we last saw Garp, he was laughing his head off as Blackbeard's crew surrounded him. That's not a great way to end off on a guy, especially when your middle initial's D, because as we know, those with the middle initial D, they tend to laugh in the face of their own death. For our rares, we got Doll and Charlotte Lindland. You know what I haven't seen yet since opening the second box? I have not seen an Altart Dawn. I have not actually seen one of those lately. For our rares, Arlong and Shirley. Here's a fun fact for some of you. You may have heard it when you were watching Fishman Island. If you glossed over it or if you don't remember it, I'm here to remind you again. Arlong and Shirley are actually siblings. More specifically, half-siblings, but they're siblings nonetheless. I don't know if that's exactly an important fact, but it's kind of cool. I think Arlong having a little bit of a family tie is interesting. For our rares, we get Borsellino, Capone, and the Don, just as I was talking about it. Of course, in typical One Piece fashion, you got to keep in mind that whether it's half-blood, full blood, or no blood at all, family is who you want it to be. Family are the people you love, the people you cherish, all that good One Piece feeling stuff. For our rares, we're getting Arlong. Oh, and Capone. Well, we got Arlong with a different yellow card this time. I'll spare you the details. We've already spoken on Capone. And we will move on to the next pack. The Shirahoshi. Our rares are Gum Gum Elephant Gatling and Kuzan. So that Shirahoshi is right up there with Iceberg and Vegapunk in leaders that cannot attack. And, I mean, until Vegapunk recently got a very good card that sort of upped his credibility as a choosable leader, leaders who can't attack are at a huge disadvantage. They need a ton to compensate for their lack of ability to swing. It's amazing how used to it you get, being able to attack once per turn, when it is finally taken away from you. Our rares are Honesty Impact, and Hibari. But yeah, not being able to attack with your leader puts you at a disadvantage from the very start of the game. Also granted that Shirahoshi is only a 5,000 power leader means that the Neptunians are doing most of the heavy lifting for her, and if you don't manage to pull them out fast enough, you're in trouble. Speaking of Neptunians, we started this pack off with one, which is almost like they're listening to me. And our rares this time are Brook and Neptune. We're down to the last quarter of the pack. We got 6 more to go before we are officially done with this video. Here's hoping we see something amazing. I mean, Otohime's pretty cool, though. She was a very inspiring leader to the Fishman and Merfolk people of Fishman Island. I wonder why it's called Fishman Island if Merfolk also lived there. You'd think maybe they might vote on a name change someday. We got our rares, our Brûlé, and oh, hey, we got an alternate art of Zeus. 2 cost to play, 2,000 power, 2,000 counter. This is pretty good for the Nami deck. His on play is you may add up to 1 card from the top or bottom of your life to your hand. KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. Not only are you adding a card to hand and blowing something up, but with Nami specifically, Zeus grants you an additional card draw. So that's kind of nice. It's good for early game pressure, and if you're worried about missing out on that 2k counter, well, I don't think you're going to be using Zeus very mid-game or late game, so that's probably a very helpful change of pace. If he was a 1k counter, I might not even recommend him for decks, but the fact that he's 2k, that's pretty good. Our rares this time are Shirahoshi. Oh, and Katakuri. There we go. There we go. He is a blocker. 8 cost to play, 8,000 power. Big Mom Pirates, obviously. At the end of your turn, you can set up to 2 of your Big Mom Pirate type characters with a cost of 3 or more as active. Then, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So, once you get a second Katakuri out, you can swing both of these big boys and stand them right back up to be blockers. If you don't have 2 Katakuris, you can still use him to restand himself and then another character. You can get a lot done here. Your blockers are going to have to be 3 cost or more, so you can't use any weenie blockers like Anana, but that's okay. If you've got a big 8 cost Katakuri out on the board, you're probably not super worried about your board state in terms of small guys. I think the Katakuri is a good addition to the green-purple, or the... I think the Katakuri is a good addition to the blue-purple Luffy. I was slipping on my tongue there for a moment. So it's good. The Sanji from set 6 is what you really need. Oh, our rares are the base rarity of Zeus and the Gear 2. So yeah, there's a set 6 card. The secret rare Sanji was... at first didn't seem too amazing, but now with this new Luffy, he seems like a real powerhouse card. Speaking of powerhouses, let's see what we get from our last 3 packs. We got our bronze medal pack here, just getting some of the commons out of the way. Let's see. We got Kobe the Leader, and for our rare Charlotte Oven, we got Capone, and we've got our other Dawn card. So that's both our Dawn cards for the second box. There should not be another one from this point on. Not a bad bronze medal. It's pretty good 3rd place. Let's open up our next one. We got Mocha at the start. We got Chopper and Frankie. Well, we got another Nami. And for our rares, Aramaki and Lord of the Coast. Alright, we got one last pack. A gold medal to bring us on home. Let's see what we can get. We got beans. We started off with a nice can of beans. Or Bins, however you want to pronounce his name. I like pronouncing it Beans. Alright, and for our rares, we are ending off with Borsellino and Monkey D. Garp. This is the base rarity. He's got his fist ready, he's winding up and getting ready to smash that like button, as the kids say. Alright, so from 2 boxes, we got 1 Kujaku, we got 2 Hibaris, we got 1 Jinbei, we got 1 Nami, we got 2 Sanjis, Pudding, Katakuri, Monkey D. Garp, 2 Helmeppos, 2 Capones, and we got the alt arts of Zeus, Monkey D. Garp, Helmeppo, and we got the secret rare Kobe alt art, followed up completely and utterly with the alt art leader of Nami. So that's pretty nice. We got a 3-hit box, we got a 2-hit box. This is a pretty nice turnout of cards. We got a little of everything when it came to the SRs, I believe. We got let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe we are actually, let me check the box, because the box will actually tell you. There are 10 super rares, so we're actually missing out on one, unfortunately. But that is what we've got. So, thank you for watching as always. Let me know which cards you were hoping I pulled, which ones you liked that I did pull, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.